outside anchor 1 meter above the waterline. Okay, thank you. Anchor on standby.
Stern bridge, are you ready?
Bridge, stern, yes, we are ready. I kind of forgot trees were a thing. I forgot about the colour green. It's nice to see that again.
Stern team, you can send the stern line whenever you're able.
Copy that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bridge, stern rest is across.
Stern bridge, okay, fantastic. You can lock that off.
Copy, bridge, stern team, all 3 stern lines are made fast.
I'm so happy to be there. So happy. For weeks, we were in the middle of the Southern Ocean. Everything was flat except the icebergs. And all of a sudden, now we are surrounded by land. It's like magic, like teleportation. Even if it took 1 month to teleportate, but.
Next, 50 seconds forward for launch. Full station, we are underway.
Alrighty. Yep. Okay, well done on a very good docking. Great manoeuvring by Baptiste on the bridge. That was pretty tricky. Very good job. And yeah, thanks to the deck team, that was very smooth docking. So now we are finally safely in Ushuaia, so that's a big relief after last night's massive weather. We've docked and now we're just going straight into it. We're bunkering, we're taking on fuel. We've got new crew arriving, some people, including me, are leaving. And then we're going straight out back to sea. So the ship will now be heading down south into the Antarctic Treaty Zone again and start hunting for the krill fleet. You've been a fantastic crew. And yeah, it's, you know, everyone here has done a great job. Yeah, I feel like everyone here now has really bonded into a very tight team. I've been on board for about 2.5 months now. That's basically working every single day. So, you know, I'm very sad to say goodbye to the crew. This crew is, you know, tried and tested crew. They're all very professional, very hardworking. You could sort of say it's a hand-picked crew. So, you know, a lot of the people we have on the crew have proven themselves to be competent and professional and hardworking. And, you know, they've got positive attitudes so they can get along with each other. I think you're all really survived that trip down to Antarctica and back up here. So now you're ready to launch the campaign and get out there and stop that krill fleet. So good on you. Thank you very much. And we'll be thinking of you while we're ashore having a good time. Okay, thanks a lot.
Hello, hello. You've got a fancy jacket.
Thank you.
Nice. How are you doing?
Very good. Glad I'm here. How are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, good. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
All right, let's go on board. Woo. Okay, so I just, like Baptiste has been, I handed over all the management to him so he knows everything about all the business side of what's going on.
Cool.
And, but I just wrote down a few points here that you might find useful. So Bart's been with Sea Shepherd for quite a long time. He's a highly experienced professional master mariner, unlimited. He's a commercial captain from Holland, and the Dutch seafaring tradition just flows in his blood. Like, he's been a captain his whole life. I don't know how many ships he's been the master of, but it must be close to 100, if not more.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, cool. It's ready to go.
You're leaving in right now, or?
Yeah, about in an hour.
In an hour,
Yeah.
right.
I feel like, you know, this is the year where the campaign could be entering a bit of a tipping point where it becomes common knowledge that there's this destructive krill fleet operating in an area that should be a marine reserve.
We're ready to go down again. We're in Ushuaia and we're gonna go to Coronation Island, so the South Orkneys. Because of the location of Coronation Island, it's one of the most understudied places in Antarctica. However, we know that it's this very, very, very important spot for krill fishing.
I'm really curious to see the size of the whales compared to the size of the trawlers. I think that's really going to be quite an impactful sight to see.
Several years ago, they saw this massive aggregation of whales surrounded by fishing vessels. While it was very striking that the krill fishing fleet was in the middle of a whale pod, what was even more striking was the nature of that pod. We could see hundreds of different whales, and right now what it looks like is that Coronation Island is the only place in the world where we can have whale numbers similar to pre-whaling levels.
So this one is the brand new ones that we got.
Just small regular. Right on. We should also have one or two extra small new ones, I think.
This feels like the first step of our trip to Antarctica. We're getting the gear ready, we're all choosing our sizes, we're gonna have all our material, and it feels like the campaign is really, really starting.
My grandmother gave me a lot of super hot technical stuff. I think I will still get cold.
Yeah, I've just downloaded the weekly analysis for the ice charts. It's changing quite fast already.
Yeah, because 7/10 is starting to be tricky for us to navigate through it.
For sure, like at night, we're gonna need to have the searchlight for us to avoid the ice. So it's gonna be interesting for navigating through that.
So at the moment we got 9 ships, 9 krill super trawlers, and they're all in the eastern part of the Coronation Island. With the concentration of ice and the concentration of the fishing vessel, it put really a huge amount of pressure in a very small area. Because it's the same for whales, there's got to be more krill in ice-free water.
One of the characteristics of the krill fishing fleet is that they always fish in very concentrated areas. This is because they use the technologies that they have to find the places with the highest amount of krill. The thing is that these technologies are the same technologies that whales, penguins, and all the wildlife that depends on krill is going to be using to find krill. So what it happens is that at the end, we find the krill fishing fleet super concentrated in very small areas that correspond to the same areas where whales and penguins are super concentrated because they look for the same thing in exactly the same way.
That's Ushuaia, and Ushuaia is the largest krill fishing vessel, krill super trawler that's here.